Hi, I'm Carol McBee and I'm an empowered woman. I own two companies, both are about connecting women. The first one that I started it when my daughter was a baby. It's called Mummy Connections, and we offer prenatal, postnatal, and toddler classes. So basically for expectant moms, mom and their new baby, and moms and their toddlers. And we offer these programs in 30 cities across North America. The second company that I own is called Bossy Mama, and it's actually undergoing a name change right now into We Can, Women Entrepreneurs Connecting and Networking. And basically it's just a business network for entrepreneurial women. So it's just like any other business network, like the Chamber or WEBA or SEBA or any of those other groups, only all the members are female and we're all business owners. I think entrepreneurship is extremely important, especially in today's economy. I think the trends that we're seeing in small businesses, especially in female-owned small businesses, is huge. Just in Alberta alone, there's more than 110,000 female entrepreneurs that are successfully running small businesses. And I really think that in this economy, small business is what's going to pull us out of the recession. And obviously in Canada, we don't see it as much. But in the US, there are tons of small businesses being created because there's no jobs. So even for someone who normally likes to go in and, from 9 to 5, and when they leave at 5 o'clock, they are done their job, they don't think about it again. That's a really nice idea, but if there's no jobs and you need to make money, you need to figure something out to make a household income for your family. So I think that entrepreneurship is really all about sort of pulling up your bootstraps, as you sort of hear, and creating something that is a viable income source. So I'm often asked how I came up with my ideas for my various businesses, and I will say that I've never sort of thought, I could never work for someone else. I have to come up with an idea. I must be an entrepreneur. I never ever thought that way in any of these businesses over the years that I've created. So certainly I think that, if you know that you want to be a business owner, there's something in you that makes you a business owner and that makes you an entrepreneur. You have to have that sort of spirit that I think is just in you to be really successful. I think the people that sort of, the very first thing I think of is, I need to write this big long business plan and then see from there where it'll go. I mean, I do think in some cases, if you're perhaps buying a franchise or something like that, where there's lots of money laid out front, obviously you need a business plan for the bank. But if you were truly coming up with something entirely on your own, I think most entrepreneurs really need to work that out with themselves first. My very first sort of entrepreneurial idea, it was when I was really little, and my dad used to tell me when it was raining at the grocery store, and my mom would go in and we'd be waiting in the car, to run around the parking lot and get all the grocery carts and put them away so that I'd make all that money. So I think that, there's entrepreneurial options everywhere you turn. I think there's so many things that you can do. There's so many voids that need to be filled. Even when, growing up as a kid, we used to go to Christina Lake in BC, and there I used to braid little girls' hair all summer long and make money doing it. And obviously I'm not a hairdresser. I don't know anything about hair. I don't think you have to know exactly what you're doing when you come up with the idea. You just need to know that there's a need out there. You can meet that need and you can make money doing it. The biggest piece of advice I think that I can give someone is you need to create something that isn't already in the marketplace. You can perhaps, grow something without reinventing the wheel, I suppose, but then you're sort of copying other people, and I think that's very common in today's market. I think people can always see a way to improve something, or, and I think depending on the case, sometimes you can improve something, but for the most part, you just need to be moving through everyday life and see that there's a void. The first company that my husband and I created when we first moved to Edmonton was a virtual tour and photography business called Canadian Houses. So neither of us are photographers. Neither of us have tons of technical background on the computer. So, we didn't have really any of that information before we started the company. But what we did know is we were looking to move to Edmonton from Texas, and we were trying to find properties online so we didn't have to fly back and forth to find a home. And it was virtually impossible. Every realtor we talked to said we would really need to come for the weekend. They would set up the showings. and then we could go back and make our decision. And I just thought, that's so backward. Like in the US, everything's online already. Every home has virtual tours. So we figured out what equipment we would need, what type of website we would need, and how it would work. And basically, we ran that company for more than 4 years and then sold it and turned an additional profit. So I think that, you don't have to be an expert. You just need to have your eyes wide open and have that entrepreneurial spirit to know when there's a void to be filled.